What's good, Commanders fans, and happy Friday. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We got the game tomorrow, so definitely want to talk about that. Just some guys that I'm looking forward to seeing in that last preseason game, guys that could possibly, if they have a good game, they can make the roster or even just the practice squad. So there's just so many spots that are taken up, so I want to discuss that. I do want to discuss the watchability thing that we ranked first. And then I do want to talk about, of course, what Dan Quinn had to say about Chris Rodriguez yesterday in his press conference. So first I want to start off with Chris Rodriguez. Ben Standig asked Dan Quinn yesterday, he asked, let me pull it up here real quick. He says, Ben Standig tweeted out, he says, "For my fantasy football people, I asked Dan Quinn if Chris Rodriguez replaces Brian Robinson as the short yardage / goal line option. And then Dan Quinn basically says yes. And I would say there are also parts of our offense that are a little bit untraditional. So the untraditional part is probably Deebo Samuel. Like they're probably going to do a lot of jet sweeps in the rounds, probably handing him the ball in the backfield, wildcat, different things like that. They may switch it up. And then of course you have Jaden Daniels as a runner in goal line situations. He had a couple rushing touchdowns last year. You had 2 against Tampa Bay, or the 1 against Tampa Bay in the first game of the year. And then there were a couple ones where he just ran from outside of the goal line anyway and ran for a touchdown. So you always have Jaden Daniels. The Cardinals one was really nice. That was a nice play designed by Cliff when we blow the Cardinals and he ran for a touchdown. So you have him. You can put JCM in there too. And then maybe even Jerry McNichols at times. But like I said, Deebo is probably the main untraditional part that I think that he's talking about, because, we know Deebo had that great run in the preseason game, and that's what Deebo has been known for throughout his career with the Niners. But the most important thing is, I know people's like, oh, who's RB1? Who's RB1 right now? I wouldn't get too caught up in that right now. It depends on who really finishes the game or the flow of the game. Like C-Rod may get that first carry against the Giants, but JCM may finish the game. Eckler may be hot. Maybe McNichols is hot. This is going to be legit a 4 running back committee type thing, but JCM is going to get a good amount of carries. But it's going to be like the hot hand kind of thing. That's what I feel like with this running back room. But he did say yes, and that is big because, if you are doing like anytime touchdown parlays, things like that, you probably want to go with Chris Rodriguez first rather than JCM. And JCM, Bill, he did run for a first down on a 3rd and 1 against the Patriots. So he did a good job on that. It might have been a 4th one, actually. But this kind of, to me, is indicating that Chris Rodriguez will start and that he probably will be starting off the season with more carries. Maybe games 1 through 3 or 1 through 4, he'll have majority of the carries. And the JCM, like let's say Chris Rodriguez has like 12, 13 carries and JCM has like 8 to 10 or something like that. They split it that way totally. And then McNichols gets like 5 or 4. Eckler is going to just catch the ball in the backfield rather than getting carries. But this does indicate to me that Chris Rodriguez will start out as the lead back. I mean, and you could take this as a grain of salt or a different way, or maybe it doesn't matter what he said at all. Like I said, it could just be game flow. And then week 8, like JCM is the main back, like he's the starting back. But I think him saying that C-Rod, and C-Rod is more the bruiser back anyway. Like C-Rod is supposed to be our bruiser, similar to Brian Robinson, and then JCM is going to be our home run hitter who can do bruiser things, but he's going to be more the finesse guy, jump cuts, making people miss in a phone booth, make something shake, make something happen out of nothing kind of guy. That's what we're hoping to get, or that's what we see that we're supposed to get from JCM, that thunder and lightning. Thunder with Rodriguez, lightning with JCM, and then McNichols sprinkled in, and Eckler sprinkled in. But Chris Rodriguez will be getting the ball on goal line situation. There's some numbers from last year about Chris Rodriguez that I have talked about before. So among 91 running backs with 30-plus carries last year, he ranked 5th in yards after contact per attempt, 2nd in PFF elusive rating as well, and 7th in PFF rush rate as well. So a lot of things that I told about that where B-Rob struggled with force missed tackles or making people miss, like he was like bottom 5 in almost every category, or even worse than that among running backs. And then somebody else brought up a good point, Jeff Mueller, who does like fantasy football and stuff like that. He says some people use the reason in Washington cutting Chris Rodriguez as a reason why he wouldn't have a role this year. He said we just saw Dallas do a similar move with last year with Rico Dowdle, who was a restricted free agent, and he ran for 1,000+ yards. So that could happen with C-Rod. Who knows? I don't project C-Rod running for 1,000 yards, but I see the similarities there, or the comparison that Jeff Mueller's doing. I could definitely see C-Rod getting 800. I could see him doing the B-Rob thing, getting 800 yards, getting more than 700 yards though. and getting 800 to 900 yards, something like that. I could see that, or JCM being the lead back and getting 800 to 1,000 yards. So I could definitely see that. But I do want to get into the watchability. Before we do that, let's get a quick word from SeatGeek. Ooh, what's good, y'all? I just want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, SeatGeek. I'm super excited to see the Commanders this year, and I just went to the Commanders training camp practice. And the way that I got in was by using SeatGeek. I'm looking for good deals, and SeatGeek will give you the best deals on tickets. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. The NFL is around the corner, and MLB is in full swing. I love using SeatGeek. SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, and red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. I just used them to go to that training camp practice on July 29th, where I threw the ball right into the bucket, right into the 5, and I did this cool, smooth shoulder swing, waited for the traffic to go past, and threw the ball right into the bucket. You know how I got in? I used SeatGeek, which was super clutch and super easy to use. And you know I had to come through for you guys. You can use code EdOliver for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code EdOliver. Make sure you guys click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Let's get back to the video. Thank you for SeatGeek. Make sure you guys check it out and use that promo code as well. But getting back to Chris Rodriguez, one more thing I want to say about him too is that some people were questioning if he would make the roster, but that's huge news for him too. Dan Quinn confirming that he will be the goal line short yardage back, is that he's going to make the roster. You know, and last year, remember, they kept yanking him off the practice squad, and then he was released off the team. Nobody picked him up for a couple days, and luckily we were able to get him back because he was better than B-Rob in that Falcons game. He was more impactful. So that's a huge congratulations to Chris Rodriguez. Happy for him that he earned a spot on the roster. Not only earning a spot, but has a huge role on goal line situations and short yardage situations. So that's huge news for Chris Rodriguez. I had no doubt, like, he's going to start. JCM's going to sprinkle in. And then Eckler's going to do his thing, a home run hitter, catching out of the backfield, and then May Nichols will do his thing. So they're going to keep 4 running backs. So that confirmed that for the 53-man roster, because they're not cutting JCM. They're not cutting Austin Eckler. That's not happening. All right, so let's transition to watchability. I'm not going to talk too much about this, but we were ranked first in watchability, which is cool. It makes sense. The article's from ESPN from a writer named Ben Solak. He wrote this on the 21st, which was yesterday. He said the Commanders were the perfect team to watch last season. 12 of their games ended with an 8-point margin, more than all but 3 other teams. In the fourth quarter, they had 19 scoring drives, 4th most, and surrendered 20 scoring drives, 6th most. So, yeah, we gave up a lot of points last year. We did. A big part of that is that they played fast under Cliff Kingsbury with the most no-huddle plays of any team since the Chip Kelly Eagles. Having more plays equals more opportunity for excitement. And what else? Jaden Daniels was sick. So I'll just stop it there, of course. The Jaden Daniels was sick part. He also says then we won the legendary game that broke the Bears franchise, which ended their season and got their coach fired and everything. He says Daniels was electric. The Commanders had the Commanders had the best 4th down conversion rate in history for a team that attempted more than 10 4th down conversions, 87%. Daniels was magical. So 4th downs, that's why I would keep doing the 4th down thing. I really would. I wouldn't shy away from it at all. I think, we don't want to be in that situation a lot like we were last year, but I would be uber aggressive in 4th downs again. But it makes sense. Like Jaden Daniels' box office. We have 8 standalone games. Christmas Day, the Saturday before Christmas, a Spain game, Sunday Night Football against the Broncos, right? And then Monday Night Football against the Seahawks. Thursday Night Football against the Packers. We have the #1 crew from Fox with Tom Brady for a 1 o'clock game. Just a lot of spotlight and a lot of eyes on the Commanders for sure this year. So many 425, America's Game of the Week against the Lions. Dallas at 425. That's another America's Game of the Week on Sunday, October 19th. Kansas City Monday night. I mean, just all the primetime games. We don't have a 1 o'clock game for like 6 or 7 or 8 straight weeks, which is just insane. It's insane. And we have games that can be flexed as well. We have the last game against the Eagles can be flexed, and we're on Hard Knocks this year too. So just so much watchability, so many eyes. We're so popular. Even some of the guys are elderly, like Debo's going to have a good season. Bobby Wagner was just all-pro. Austin Eckler was all-pro last year. Von Miller is going to have a good year. So we have a lot of names on the team too, other than Jaden Daniels, like Marshawn Lattimore, Even though he's, hopefully he's the same guy that he was with the Saints. But we just have a lot of name cachet and name power. And we're just a darn good team. We're a darn good team. We're a fun team to watch. And this is our time. So I'm not surprised that we're number one with watchability. Let me see some of the other teams here. Now, where is it at? I know let me see where the Giants are, because as far as watchability for the preseason, I would say the Giants are number one. But when it comes to regular season games, of course, they'll probably be like 30th or something like that. But they are ranked 22nd because Jameis Winston's hilarious. He was hilarious last night. I'm not going to lie to you. But like I said, we got to take care of business of week one. So that's where we are. The rest of the NFC East, I'll just look at that real quick, and then I'll move on quickly. I'll do a rapid fire for people who I'm looking forward to on Saturday, tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Dallas is ranked 14th. The Eagles are like 5th or 6th. So even though they won the Super Bowl, they're like 5th. The Falcons are 6th for whatever reason. The Buccaneers are 7th. Raiders are 9th. So that just gives you a synopsis of some of the other teams and where they're ranked. The Dolphins are 18th. Steelers are 20th with Aaron Rodgers, which is a little surprising because Aaron Rodgers is so popular. The Rams are ranked 27th, even though they're a darn good team that's going to they're definitely making the playoffs again with Matt Stafford. And the Chiefs are 30th. This is so weird. They have them as 30th. I guess just a fatigue of them winning so many games. But that's the rankings. The Browns are ranked last as 32nd. So those are the rankings. But look how far we've come, man. We used to have 1 o'clock games every game of the season, except for that one Thursday night football that they just throw you that you have to have, and then maybe that one Monday night football game that they have to throw you. I think every team has to have at least like one Thursday night football game and at least like one Monday night football game, I believe. Not sure about the rules, but you definitely have to have at least one Thursday night football game. All right, so let's talk about the guys I'm looking forward to rapid fire here. Let's see here. So big play Tay Martin for the practice squad, Braylon Sanders for the practice squad, decent defenders guy. Ja'Cory Brooks for the actual roster, River Craycraft. Don't think he's going to make the roster, but I want to see him get some targets. I want to see Luke McCaffrey. Luke McCaffrey needs to play this game. I want to see him get some targets. I know Sam Hartman and Josh Johnson are not going to give him a lot of opportunities, but I just want to see him cook, man. Like, cook the backups, cook the third string, fourth string guys. I want to see that. Like, I believe he's capable of at least doing that. I know some of the numbers didn't show up last year because Jaden missed them. He was getting separation, but I just want to see him. Like, Jalen Lane already is out there making plays, and we just haven't seen anything. Like, I want to see 40 yards receiving. That's all I'm asking in one game. I'm not asking for a Mitchell Tinsley type game. I'm just asking for 3 catches for 40 yards on Saturday against the Ravens' third string guys or fourth string guys that might not even make the roster. I get it, some of it's on the quarterback, but Jalen Lane went out there and made stuff happen, made something shake with Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman. Michael Gallup's going to be released. KJ Osborne, he may make the team. We'll see. Don't sleep on him in this situation against third string and fourth string guys. Chris Moore is still on the roster for whatever reason. I didn't see him out there at all against the Bengals, but let's see what he does. I'm not really intrigued to see what he does. But like I said, Jalen Lane, I would not play him. But the wide receivers, I want to see like who steps up, who makes a case to force Dan Quinn to get a 6th receiver. Now, I can see them keeping 5. Like, I see a world where they only keep 5, and I wouldn't blink an eye at that because nobody's really asserted themselves except for Ja'Cory Brooks. Other than that, like, nobody else has really, like, had a solid game. Like, Jalen Lane is a guy we already know who's going to make the roster anyway. So I do want to see Luke McCaffrey step up and make a play. I want to see Ben Sinnott cook against third string, fourth string guys. Colson Yankoff, like, John Bates and Zach Ertz are not going to play. So I just want to see Ben Sinnott, do what he did against the Jets last year. Do what he did in that playoff game against the Eagles where Tress Way threw him a pass, where Tress Way has more passing yards than Dak Prescott. Like, I want to see that from Ben Sinnott and break some tackles. Demetric Felton is probably going to play Kazmir Allen. I have not been high on Kazmir Allen, even from the previous regime when he was fumbling and muffing punts. So I want to see how they do in the punt return game, like Demetric Felton. Kazmir Allen will be returning punts or returning kickoffs. Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman, I have nothing to say. I just don't. I have nothing to say about those guys. It is what it is. I would cut both of them or put one on the practice squad. I would not keep 3. I get everybody argues with me about the whole emergency quarterback thing. I get it. I understand it. But you got to earn a roster spot. Like, nothing should just be given because of a rule. Like, I feel like you should earn it. And they have not earned a spot on the team. They just have not. They don't deserve a spot. They just don't. They don't deserve a spot on the team. They don't. Offensive line, Julian Jones was released. Nick Harris, I want to see what he does. Tim McKay. Trent Scott's going to make the roster. George Fant, the big fella that they just signed, the veteran. Tyree Phillips, Foster Sorrell. So I just name dropped everybody. Michael Dieter, how does he do? Nick Allegretti, I doubt he plays. Connolly most likely won't play either. In my opinion, I don't think he's going to play. Defensively, Carlin Vidgers, can you redeem yourself from last week? Bobby Price, can you redeem yourself from the Mitchell Tinsley baptisms? Can you guys redeem yourself from that? Percy Butler, we'll see if he plays. Tyler Owens, and then a popular guy is the guy from Jackson State, the safety, Robert McDaniel. He had a pass breakup, so he's gaining some popularity from last week from that pass breakup. So let's see if he can continue that. Let me see the Ravens depth chart and see like who their fourth and third string guys. I think the Ravens are going to win, by the way, because our quarterback play is so poor. And Cooper Rush is their backup. Devin Leary is the third string guy. Keaton Mitchell might play. Rasheen Alley. Tylan Wallace, who started the fight with Emmanuel Forbes a couple years ago in that joint practice. Malik Cunningham. LeJounte Webster, the guy who ran that punt back in the first game against the Eagles. I don't think he's going to play. So those are some of the guys you got to keep a name out for. Those are some of the Jamal Banks, a wide receiver, Xavier Guillory. Never heard of some of these guys. So don't be surprised if they go out there and cook Bobby Price and cook Carlin Vidgers. Carlin Vidgers has to tackle. He has to man up and be ready for physical contact in a football game. He really does. Kane Madrano, is Jordan McGee going to play? Is he going to play? Like, we'll see. If he is healthy, would they play him because they believe in him so much in the real game? So we'll see about that. Defensive line, Carl Davis, most likely practice squad. Sheldon Day, practice squad. Bubble Guy. Either way, they're going to end up on the practice squad, whether they make the roster or not, in my opinion. Andre Jones has been playing well. Want to see what he does. Jalen Holmes. Eddie Goldman as well. He's been a little iffy. Want to see what he does. I doubt Johnny Newton plays. We'll see. Cleveland Farrell. He might play since he's a backup. Nick Blower, special teams guy. Cam Arnold at the UDFA. Want to see him. TJM, the rugby guy as well. Want to see him. Ben Nichols has been getting cooked in practice. Want to see if he can play well. And then Daryl Worley, the backup free safety corner as well. Want to see him. Antonio Hamilton and Hussein Bassi. And then Matt Gay. He's got to make all his kicks. It's supposed to be a nice weather day. It's supposed to be like 80 degrees or something like that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day at Northwest Stadium for sure. I should be out there actually at the game. So it's going to be a beautiful day. I probably will leave around halftime. I may not even stay the whole game. I might get in and get up out of there for real. That's probably what I'm going to do because I know it's going to be a rough watch. It's going to be a rough watch. It's going to be a rough watch. But to go to the game and enjoy the weather before it gets cold outside in a couple months for sure, even though it is a preseason game, you know, it's not a bad thing to do for sure. It's not a bad thing to do for sure. Battle of the Beltway. So, like I said, my prediction for the game is that Lawrence Cager is going to have a nice catch. I think Lawrence Cager is going to have a nice catch. That's one thing I think is going to happen. I think Big Play Tay is going to have a good game, and I think Ja'Cory Brooks. But I think the main guy of the day is going to be. Saying, my last prediction is that Lawrence Cager is going to have a good game. I think he's going to make one or two catches for about 30, 40 yards. He's going to make some impactful plays. River Craycraft, I think he's going to make some plays. I actually got a feeling that KJ Osborne's going to make a play or two. I think he's going to make a play or two. Defensively on the defensive side of the ball, Jacob Martin, if he plays, I don't think he's going to play since he played so well last week, or really Monday, not even last week. But he's a guy that I feel like would show out if he played. But I think defensively, Javonte John Baptiste, hopefully he plays. I think he's going to play actually. Let's see. Hopefully we can get something from him. But as far as like pass rushing, Dietrich Wise, he's not going to play. Ali Cahoe, he played well. A lot of people were raving about him too. King Madrano, I think he makes a play. But I think honestly they're going to lose by a good amount. I think they're going to lose by at least 6+ or 7. They're going to lose by at least 7 points because just the quarterback play is so bad, so poor. But I do think Demetric Felton is going to play well. I think Andre Jones is going to make a play. Watch out for him, and then Robert McDaniel too. Watch out for him too. I think he's gonna make a play. Our third string corners are bad with Bobby Price and what's the other guy's name? Carlin Vidgers. They're just not good enough. So I just don't see them making any plays. But like I said, from Lawrence Cager, he's a standout that I think is gonna make a play. And Braylon Sanders, Tate Martin, those are some guys that I feel like are gonna make a play or a touch. Jacoby Jones too. He got a touchdown against the Patriots, so I don't want to sleep on him too. He can make plays. He can make plays. So, but all right, guys, you comment and let me know who do you guys think is going to have a good game. But my guy is Demetric Felton. I think Demetric Felton is going to have a really, really, really good game on Saturday. All right, you guys, as always, this is the Josh Johnson revenge game against the Ravens. Hopefully he can play well and show out. Hell, Commanders. They might let Sam Hartman play like majority of the game. They might have Josh play like 1 quarter and a half and then just let Sam Hartman rock out for like that last the whole third quarter, the whole fourth quarter, instead of yanking them back and forth like they did on Monday night. All right, guys, as always, have a great weekend. I'll see you guys possibly at the game tomorrow. And then, of course, Sunday at the Commanders Kings live in person. If you guys were able to get a ticket, should be a lot of fun. It's going to be lit. As always, Hail Commanders. Peace.